Hey, my name is Cody Birch, and I'll take you behind the broadcast. Now, for some context, this email is going to most of my email list, except for people who've registered for a free 5-day event I'm hosting soon called Lead Magnet Build Week. So this isn't the first I've talked about it. I sent an announcement 2 days ago. Yesterday, I sent like a Q&A email, and today I'm just looking for more reasons to talk about what I'm up to. So the hook that I am using in this email is that you might have the wrong lead magnet. And so I thought back, well, what was the first lead magnet I ever made? And that's where a lot of my ideas for emails come from. The first thing I ever did, or the worst thing I ever did, or the best one, or the worst one. So first, last, best, worst, there's 4 different variables you can put on your thing. So since I'm talking about lead magnets and I'm helping people build lead magnets for free inside of a school group, I thought, let's talk about lead magnets. What was mine? Was it any good? If it was good, I would tell that story too. But it happened to be really bad. So that's the setup. And so I was going through my Canva files looking for it, and I found it. So here's the email. I like to use curiosity in the subject line. So this one says, I found this in the attic. And the curiosity is like, well, what is this? Like, you found what in the attic? Was it, and then like the shrieking emoji or the hands on cheeks emoji or the oh no emoji, whatever that emoji means to you. It was my first most terrible lead magnet ever. It was 2018, and all I wanted was to sell people my done for you funnel building services. It took me forever to come up with the idea, and then it took weeks to actually make it. Now, I like this writing device where you make things sound a little bit worse. So first problem is it took me forever to make it, or to make the idea. And then it was even worse. It took me weeks to actually pull it off. It's a nice conversational writing structure. Don't go 9 layers deep, but I like to think about the problem of the problem. So one of the problems is it took a while to get the idea, but then it took even longer to make it. Because what I'm selling people in a free 5-day challenge is I'm getting them speed, that in a few minutes a day and a few days in a week, you're going to have a lead magnet done, and not just any lead magnet, the right lead magnet, right? So I'm kind of layering in reasons why people might want to engage with my free invitation. So it took weeks to make it. I called it the 5 things great funnels get right. And here's what it looked like. And I just grabbed the screen grab out of Canva, and then it even grabbed like the little Loom window here. I'm going to link this up. Some people like to click on pictures, and so let's give them something to click. And I use link triggers, and this one is for the Lead Magnet Build Week registration page. So if people click that, it'll go to the page, but it'll also automatically apply a tag that they clicked that link. So that's what we're doing there. Make sure that's correct. Yep. Let's see. No reason to put the link up here yet. So in the end, it's a total flop. Not only were the lead costs astronomical, which was true, they were like $7, $8, $9, $10 per lead. They were the wrong leads. They didn't do the next thing. They didn't buy my services. Now, hindsight's 2020, right? It's clear now that I just put the wrong bait in the water. Luckily, I got better over time, and my second lead magnet crushed. Within a few weeks of launching the right lead magnet, I had my first 1,000 subscribers, and the rest is history. That's why in Build Week, I'm going to make this my link, click on link trigger, get my registration page for Build Week, click apply. Once we nail the idea, we just need to put it together. And I have a bunch of AI tools that'll make the creation of it, that sounds weird, the creation of it. Yeah, there we go. That'll make its creation. They missed my super. It didn't even, sometimes look what it did up here. Me and Grammarly don't get along super well. My grammar is not great, and then me and Grammarly, our relationship isn't great either. That'll make the creation part super easy. There's no cost for Lead Magnet Build Week. Just click here to register your seat. Link trigger. If you don't know how to use link triggers, I'll make a separate video about that. But it's a nice way to not have to remember where's the link. You can create a shortcut. It's actually create a rule inside of ConvertKit. And then the closing call to action is register for Build Week. It's in the PS now. I'll show you how I've got this structured here. Then I'll show you who I'm sending it to. All right. So here's, again, to recap, I used to be terrible at this. In fact, I was so bad that my first one didn't work. It took forever to make, and then it didn't even work. So like 3 or 4 reasons why this was really bad. Bad idea, took forever to execute. They got super expensive leads that never bought the next thing, right? It's true. I'm not making that up, but it also builds some credibility that I'm not this perfect person. It's like, hey, every time I do this, it just prints money. It was actually not always that way. I used to be really bad at this, and then I got better over time. So that's the story I'm telling, and now I'm pulling my way out of it. Again, nailing this idea that you might have the wrong lead magnet. That's why in Build Week, the first thing we'll do is nail the idea for your lead magnet. Once we nail the idea, we just need to put it together and have a bunch of tools that'll make the creation part super easy. There's no cost for lead magnet Build Week, so you have no reason not to sign up. I first just had typed this. There's no cost for lead magnet Build Week, which is another way of saying it's free. But me just saying there's no cost for it, I don't know. It's a nice, different way of phrasing it. And then I had a period at the end of that, a full stop. And as I read back through my emails, sometimes I don't want people to assume the next step. And so I added the next phrase. So you have no reason not to sign up. I'm trying to tap into their internal dialogue that they might be having. Like, well, if it's free, there's really no risk to joining. What's the worst that could happen? So that's the hook. That you might have the wrong lead magnet. The story I told is about my first lead magnet that was terrible, pulled it out and said I got it better. So now that I got the right ones in my business, everything's a lot easier. And that's why I want to help you with that as well. Okay. And then whether you're making a new lead magnet from scratch or upgrading an existing one, register for Build Week and let's get the right lead magnet done together. Realize this link is off. Another way to do it is just make that its own link, just so I can get you along in the video. All right. So now we have technically 2 different links. Okay. So I'm good to go now. I'm going to show you the segmenting of who all is going to get this email. Found this in the attic. Nice curiosity-based subject line. And next up is who's going to get it. So I've got this saved here. Here's how I set it up. The first thing is matching none of the following. Number 1, they've already registered for Lead Magnet Build Week. Don't bother those people. They've already got that registered, okay? Number 2, I have a tag. I called it DND. It stands for Do Not Disturb. The Do Not Disturb tag is temporarily automatically applied in my welcome series, and then it's automatically removed at the end of my welcome series. So if you have the DND tag, it means you're kind of new to my world and you're getting all of my welcome emails. And I'm playing the long game here. This isn't my last ever promotion. So I don't mind right now. Those that joined my email list yesterday, they don't need to get this invitation to a free thing I'm doing. They'll find out about it eventually because, they'll finish my welcome series in a few days, and then I'll be emailing about this every day to this segment. So they haven't registered yet, and they're also not in the Do Not Disturb. So matching none of the following, they're not in this segment, or they don't have this tag that says Do Not Disturb. The other thing I add, I only mail to my more engaged list. So I'm actually going to make this people with between 3 and 5 stars. It's an engagement score in ConvertKit. So that takes it down to 11,705. Okay. So that's who's going to get this email. They're not already registered. They're not going through something else. And they've engaged in the last, I think a 3-star is they've engaged in the last 90 days. And I'm going to make this public as well, because I don't mind if people want to take a look at this. It's a free event. It's not like a secret email I'm sending. So that's going to be public now. And I'm going to go ahead and just eyeball this. Found this in the attic, 11,000 folks, publish and send. And that's how we do it. That's how I stay in touch with my list while I'm promoting something new. I've sent a daily email now for over 3 years, and it's usually something like that. So when I'm in promotion mode, which I am right now, I sent this email earlier, like 20 minutes ago, to people who are already registered. And so it uses this like nomenclature, Build Week, the wrong lead magnet. That was the email subject line. It was a similar message that I just sent out to everybody. But as you can see, it's already got a pretty good open rate for having been sent. This is 12 minutes ago. So that's pretty good. And then just rewrote this other one. Thought you'd want to see how it worked. So here's the invitation. New live workshop went to a lot of people, about a 30% open rate, a bunch of clicks, a couple unsubscribes. This email was called This Is Nuts. This went out the day before, and it was just about how my wife has a squirrel feeder, but also birds like it. And so I was talking about attracting the wrong crowd, basically, was the point of that. That's why it's called This Is Nuts, because she puts out pecans every morning, but it attracts a bunch of stuff. And in that email, I said, hey, tomorrow I'll tell you more about this. And so that was tomorrow, your invitation, new live workshop. Then I sent this email to the people that had registered. I sent a similar email to everybody else yesterday. This is 22 hours ago. And then just sent this email to people that are registered and just sent this email to everybody else. So that's how it's going. So far, I've got 169 people in this, in that segment at least, that are registered for the thing. It kicks off in 10 days. And I hope to get to about 1,000 people. So that's what's going on and how my email system works. Hope you enjoyed this video, taking you behind the broadcast. See you in the next one.